Today I'm headed to Jackson Square Antique Mall in LaGrange, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. It's been years since I've been here. It's an old building with lots of little rooms to explore. I thought you might like to come, so join me. Oh my God, it's Annabelle. She's here. Some of these things remind me of like Divock boxes. Like it would haunt you in your sleep for only $465. Doll busts. Oh my God, another one. Annabelle's brother. So here we are. This is an old building. Like I said, lots of little rooms here. Get a little look in. A little window shopping. Jackson Square, antiques, vintage, home decor, furnishings. Now offering consignment, so here we go. So you never know what you're gonna find. I always have some items in mind, artwork and various decorative collectible items, but it's always fun to look. I'm kind of interested in brass items, artwork with a certain subject matter. But this is just an old little place, and look, I mean, there's all these little interesting rooms. And generally, the way that this works is that things are curated by individual sellers, and they'll have a small space that they rent and fill it with their own antique items. I mean, this is a creepy little picture, isn't it? Just out of curiosity, I have no interest in this, but wow, that's $205 for that creepy little girl. It's also fun to see prices. Oh, that table is really pretty. Let's see, $225. You have to have a place in mind for things, though, before you take anything home. Oh, look at antique books. Old mixed lot. U.S. history from 1875, 3 volumes, $100. Wow. I do have a lot of old books that have been collected in the family for years and years. Charles Dickens, $7 each. That's kind of cool. Dickens Complete Works. Might have to take a look at some of these. Here's an old headboard and footboard. I bet this is, oh, this is just a full. That's the problem with a lot of antiques, things like this. Back in the day, their beds were very small. It's more like a single bed nowadays. Sort of an unusual dresser with this low portion and a big crack down the middle in the marble. Here's an elevator, and I bring things in through the back. You can hear it. You know, some booths you look at and they just immediately are not of interest. But we'll look anyways. A lot of glassware. Some brass items. Oh, that's heavy actually. It's like for a single candle. Definitely needs some cleaning up. How much is that? $72. Jeez. This is very light, and it's 26. Wow, look at this magnifying glass. And you know, oh, there's some brass candlesticks. This is $57. 23 each. $28. See, that goes to show. Sometimes you walk in and you're not impressed, and then you have to look around a little bit more, and you do find some possible things. So. All right, onward. Oh my God, it's Annabelle. She's here. Who let you out? And look at these vintage roller skates. I actually have a vintage pair of roller skates that belonged to my grandmother. She had this metal case, and there was, apparently back in the day, there was various roller skating parks, and there were stickers all on them, the various places. That was something that we had at an estate sale, and nobody ever bought it, and I was just like, well, I'm not gonna throw it away. I'll keep it in my basement. And I don't know that that's anything that anyone would buy. I have dishes like this. I have a whole set of these. I like the blue and white. And look at this. I think they called this needlepoint. That is sort of like the predecessor to diamond painting, which is what I enjoy doing now. But that was sort of what diamond painting was started on. I mean, and you can see it when you look at this. It looks very much like a diamond painting. So it's just, rather than using thread, you're sticking them on. Of course, we have the music to contend with in the background, but hopefully we can try to drown some of that out by talking. I do like marble things. These are sort of have more of a contemporary flair here. Almost more of an 80s design. But that's kind of interesting that various booths will have different aesthetics. Are those marble weights? Oh. A leopard candle. Some of these things are definitely very 80s. I know that's coming back, but not to me. Oh my God, another one. Annabelle's brother. Scary. And look at these like doll busts. Wow. Those are the things nightmares are made of. That wig is coming up. Here's a brass Islamic tray. I am also kind of looking for a tray to put some things down on my coffee table, but I don't think that's the thing. There's a lot to look at here. I have antique glassware coming out the yin yang. I definitely don't need any more of that. As all the family members passed away, you sort of tend to inherit a lot of these things, whether you want them or not. These are kind of cool. $55 for these like duck hunting pieces. I had seen some recreations like this at Hobby Lobby for $10. So This is, looks like an old, no, I was going to say this might be an old card catalog, but they're too shallow for that. If you're old enough to remember libraries when they had card catalogs. Okay, I've found things in this room before, but it was years ago, so no idea if it's still the same vendor. I am also looking for a banker's lamp, which is sort of like that, but not really. It would be brass, it would be small like this, and it would have a green glass shade. Just out of curiosity, how much is something? This is probably from the 80s or something. Wow, $225. Some of these things remind me of like divot boxes. Like, oh my god, these little cabinet of curiosities. Records. You know, I have a record player now, so. Willie Nelson. Wow. I'll have to look at these. I don't have a lot of records. I have about 5. You know, those were something that we had years ago. Got rid of them all. And now they're back. Those are $10 a piece. I like blue and white. And I kind of have a display on my coffee table right now of some blue and white ginger jars. And I do also have a wooden bowl, so something like that. But I think you can find those cheaper than that even on Amazon. And those are probably not very old. Here's some wooden shoes. I like this table. Let's see, $4.85. Wow. Things used to be a lot less expensive. There's a wooden filing cabinet. We always have a lot of paper and things to file away, but wow, $6.50 for that. That's something that would take up a lot of space. $75 for this vase. I'm sure these front rooms here pay a premium with their window shopping accessibility, that passerbys might see something and stop in. You really have to look everywhere, around every little corner. I have something like this in pewter. It's like candelabra. That's only $27. Interesting to see things that you have and see what prices they could potentially go for. Here's a lamp that's a brass lamp. It's sort of like a piano lamp that you put on top of a piano. But I'm only interested in things I absolutely love. Otherwise, I don't take them home. I'm not looking to add clutter, just things that I really like. And of course, we have the music playing in the background. Okay, let's see here. Just out of curiosity, wow, I think this is $4.95. Definitely a lot more pricey than things used to be. I would not pay that. All right, we're moving into the next area. Here's like a 3D floating Jesus. Or I don't even know what you would call this. It's like from every direction. It's sort of holographic, I guess. That requires a very specific audience. Okay. Here's these very colorful bowls and plates. Fiesta ware. I was trying to remember the name of that. And that's very collectible, but there's a lot of reproduction stuff like that, I believe. They're gearing up for St. Patrick's Day. Okay. A real mishmash. Wow, look at those lamps. Those are some crazy lamps. You have to wonder, was it ever in style? I mean, oh my gosh. Look at this hair dryer. Wow, this thing weighs, without exaggeration, like, I would say 8 pounds or something. This is $100. There's just a lot to look at. There's another antique mall. I love fur. I can't help but touch fur. There's another antique mall that I've never been to in LaGrange Park. This is LaGrange. I might have to go check out. We'll see if people have any interest in this sort of content. I have been here before. I have purchased things from here before. So I thought I'd come back here first. I was going to go live, but I really didn't know, with this being an old, brick building with all these little rooms, how the reception would be. So I thought, rather than going live and having it buffer, that it would just be easier to make a video. And also with the music too. I honestly didn't remember the music from previous visits, but now I certainly do. And I do see a lot of brass things, and I don't really know what I'm looking for. I feel like just some little candlesticks or something. Fourth floor and storage. Okay, so that's roped off. So we have more to see down in the basement. There's more people here today than I expected there might be. I thought, well, might be a day where nobody's here. Wow. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that beautiful dining table. Wow, the inlay, it's sold. And I don't have room for something like that, but out of curiosity, I would love to know what they're asking. $2,500. Wow. You could probably fit 8 around this table. It's not as easy to find round tables as you might think. But I like that. You know, a big round table. It's really nice. This is sort of 80s furniture here. I'm trying to avoid filming right next to the speakers with the music, but these are some beautiful old trains. Look at that painting with, looks like a Southern Belle sitting there. Reminds me of Miss Southern Belle. $329. Not bad for a large painting like that. Some more records to check out. I do worry about them being in good condition, though. I mean, you'd have to really kind of wonder if they're going to be usable or not. Looks like a lot of prints here. What are these? I'm not sure what these are. They're all the same. $32. Set of 4 placemats. Interesting. Sometimes you pick up something like that and you're like, well, what would you do with this? Placemats. Okay. You know, some of these booths have clothing. And that would never be something that I would think people would be interested in purchasing, but they must be if people are selling it. Look at these troll dolls. Oh my gosh. Hey, that reminds me of somebody. I should get that for him. No. $12. Look at him. Looks like he would haunt you in your sleep for only $465. Some really basic candlesticks. Still 60 something dollars. It's a ship for, let's see, does it say 80? I want to be careful touching that. I think it says 80. I can't see from back here, but look at this Victrola. Wow. Comes with extra needles. All right. How much is that? I can't read that. I don't know. Please do not touch. All right. I will tell you one of the things I learned at really more of a consignment store, and I'll share this with you. If there's something that you're interested, because you don't always know. I mean, if it's a small item like this, I would imagine you would just take the item and walk upstairs. I didn't film the entryway because there was some of the workers sitting there. So, but if it was a small item like this, I think you'd take it and it would have a tag, and that's how they would know which booth you got this out of and to whom to give the money to, whoever owns whatever booth this is. But there is this sort of principle, and I've seen it happen in real life, where when you start to become interested in something, other people suddenly become interested in it as well. It's almost like, oh, I want to look at that now too. Oh, I should buy that, So here's an empty booth. So a lady once told me, if it's a larger item and you're like, I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to do. I mean, let's say you wanted, I don't know, that chair. I mean, you're probably not going to just schlep it up to the front desk. It's like, what's the protocol here in terms of buying a large item? The lady said, take the tag off of it and go up to the front, because if somebody else sees you looking at it, they might suddenly become interested in it. Always kind of reminds me of a lift in a funeral home. That's that industrial elevator that you hear back there. Is that everything? Man, what time is it? It's only 2:30. Well, I might be able to go to that other location. Look at that doggy. That's cute. While I'm in the mood to shop a little bit, and I didn't spend a single thing, so look at these old-time school desks. Now, who is this? Is that the Lone Ranger? Young John Wayne. Oh, okay. Was the Lone Ranger John Wayne? I don't know. Probably not. Well, I'm glad I came, because the lady told me that this building will be razed in the very near future. They're putting in 39 condos on this spot. Redevelopment will be happening, and come April, they believe they'll be out of this building and demolition will begin. So the owner said they're committed to finding a new space for the antique mall. So we'll have to wait and see, but this may very well be my last visit to Jackson Square Antiques. So I'm glad you came along with me. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's not too late. If you have, welcome to the family. I love you for watching.